Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries. In case you are in doubts about the stocks in your portfolio, you have fresh stocks coming onto your radar but do not know whether you should be buying them at this stage. Well, ask away all your questions that need an expert advice. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Send me your queries here along with your name, your location and your contact details. We can also give you an opportunity to speak to our top guests live on this program and take a custom-made advice for yourself. Now, you can also log on to YouTube on our Business Today channel. Go to Daily Calls Live and the comment section there to send me some questions. I'll be happy to pick up some of those from your live YouTube interactions with me, and we'll be happy to address that with our top guests as well. Let me quickly look at how the markets are shaping up. Pretty well, 25,200 comfortably with us across the board. There is a buying action. All the sectors still in the green. You can actually see just the private banks slightly lower in trade. The India VIX is down by over 3%. You have several names within the consumer durable names, mid-cap names that are hovering higher. Titan is the top mover, over 3% of a move on the higher side. Nestle, Tech Mahindra, Tata Consumer Products, Power Grid as the top movers on the Nifty. Whereas on the downside, you have BEL, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Eicher Motors and Axis Bank that are slightly on the laggard front. But let me just welcome our guest on board who's going to be addressing all your queries today. We are now joined by Mr. Nilesh Jain, Head and Vice President of Technicals and Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking. Warm welcome to you, Nilesh, and good to have you with us. Well, finally, the Nifty is finding its feet above 25,200. What's the sense that you have? Tomorrow is when the monthly expiry strikes. Will this be traded for volatility?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Well, as you rightly pointed out, tomorrow we have a monthly of an expiry for the June series. So looking at the development that we have seen on derivative front, that is more sort of on a positive side. We have seen a decline in the IVs in the past few trading session. It has slipped near about 13 levels. So that is basically indicating that we are likely to witness a positive expiry. Now, in last couple of trading sessions, we have seen a positive development in the Nifty structure as well. The Nifty not only crossed 25,000, but also it is trying to surpass 25,200 levels as well. And we have seen a lot of short covering from 25,000 strike. Looking at the setup, it looks like it is heading towards 25,300 to 25,400 on immediate basis. But at present, the risk and reward is not supportive to take a long position at current level. Better to wait for some dip towards 25,100 to 25,150 zone. That if at all we see any dip in this particular zone, that can be used as a buying opportunity, keeping a stop loss below 25,000. Because now 25,000 is likely to act as a major support, and upside seems to be open up for 25,500. That is the view for next few trading sessions. So that's a kind of a short-term view for the market. Now coming to Bank Nifty as well, the structure is looking positive, but in last two sessions we have seen some bit of consolidation. Back-to-back doji candle can be seen that basically indicates indecisiveness among the participant. But buy and decline should be the strategy in the Bank Nifty as well, as long as it's defend 56,000 mark. We are hoping that Bank Nifty should test 56,500 to 58,000 levels in the July series.
Okay, got that. Well, Nilesh, we already have a string of questions coming in for you from our YouTube channel and on our WhatsApp number as well. We'll first take our WhatsApp questions that are coming in. This one is from one of our viewers, that's Mohit from Ludhiana, and he says, I want to ask on Dream Folks. I have this stock in my portfolio at the level of 259. My time horizon is 2 years. What would you advise?
See, the stock has been in a downtrend. We have seen a lot of correction in this particular counter, and it has been witnessing this correction since a long time. If you just pull up last 3-year chart, you can clearly see in the month of July 2023, the stock made a high of 850. And since then, we have seen a constant decline. It is not been able to rebound from the lower levels. Whatever pullback we saw in between, that got sold into. So overall structure is still hinting of a further downtick from here from a short-term perspective, with a time horizon of 2 year plus. As I can see, he must have bought it recently at 259 levels. So keep a strict stop loss at 220 now. So 220 should be the long position, and If at all it breaks below the same, then we are likely to witness further downtick towards 200 or maybe 180 kind of levels can be seen on the lower side. So keep these levels on your radar. On the upside, if it breaks above 300, then we are likely to witness a short-term bottom formation. But for that, it needs to take out 300 levels, which is quite far away from the current price. So one has to be cautious on this particular counter given the kind of correction that we have seen, and it is also slightly illiquid as well. So watch out for these on pullbacks. I would suggest to exit from this particular counter and look for better stocks, better opportunities available in the market.
Fair point. Got that. Let's take another one. Okay, this one is interesting. Ananya from Delhi writes in and says, Sir, I have 1 lakh rupees to invest for the next 6 months. Can you please advise 2 to 3 stocks for the same? Markets are now recovering. Do you think it's the right time to invest in stocks?
Absolutely. So, given the kind of setup that we have seen in the market, the next 2 to 3 months are looking positive. Since the major events are out of the way, we do not have any known event as of now. So, given this kind of scenario, it is always advisable to buy in multiple tranches, pick up the quality stocks. So, a couple of stocks just want to highlight. So, first of all, Titan, this particular stock is looking strong on the chart. Next 2 to 3 months perspective, this looks positive for 3,800 to 4,000 kind of levels on the upside, given the kind of setup of cup and handle pattern on the daily time frame chart can be seen. So keep a stop loss below 3,480, and upside target would be somewhere around 3,800 to 4,000 and can be bought at current level and can be added on declines as well. Apart from that, if you see counters like delivery, so this particular stock is also looking positive on the chart for short-term momentum towards 420 to 450 on the upside with a stop loss below 365. Delivery can also be accumulated on declines. And lastly, from a large cap telecom space, there's Bharti Airtel. We have already seen a new record high in this particular stock today. The stock has been in a very strong uptrend. We have seen a secular uptrend as well in this particular counter. So still looks strong for 2,100 to 2,200 kind of levels on the upside. 1885 should be the stop loss for the long position, and Bharti Airtel can also be added.
Fair point. I hope this has also helped you out, and all the other viewers who have been scouting to look for some stock ideas. Nilesh is right at the beginning of the show, helped you out, really form that idea for yourself as well. Let's take some questions from YouTube as well. This is Somalia Biswas. He's from Kolkata and he says, I want to about Central Bank of India. The question is that he has 1,200 shares of this bank in his portfolio. The price at which he got this stock was 38 rupees 28 paisa. And he wants to know about a stop loss and a short-term target on Central Bank.
See, first of all, looks like bought it recently. Today it is trading at 38.80 only. The stop loss, first of all, should be placed at 37 rupees because that's the recent swing low that we have seen this particular counter has formed. So 37 should be the stop loss. If at all you see any pullback towards 41, 42, that's the range where ideally one should book profit and exit, because this particular counter again from the PSU banking space has been a laggard, and if you want to stay invested in PSU banks, then you have the better options available like SBI, Can Bank, BOB. So these are the few names that are having good fundamentals and having a good structure as well. So you can probably shift towards those stocks. In this particular counter, since already bought it, keep a strict stop loss at 37, and any pullback towards 41, 42, use that pullback to exit.
Fair point. Okay, I hope this has answered your question. Let's take another one. This one is from Rohit from Gurgaon. He says, Nilesh sir, can you please give a view on LNT Finance? I want to know whether in the next 1 year it has a potential to hit 500 levels as well.
See, a very good stock has been picked up. First of all, the stock has given a multi-year breakout. In the year 2017, we saw high of near about 190. Then again in the year 2024, the stock made multiple tops in the same trajectory of 190. Now, finally, the stock has given a good breakout. So it is kind of a multi-year breakout. It has a potential to give 100% kind of return, but for that you need to give some more time. Next 2 to 3 years kind of time horizon. If somebody is having that kind of time horizon, then yes, the stock can deliver close to 100% return as well. But as of now, from a short to medium term perspective, the target on this particular counter comes somewhere around 225 to 250. So that's the kind of a 10 to 20% upside can be seen in next, let's say 3 to 4 months kind of time frame. But any long position, one should keep a strict stop loss below 180. So that's the important support for this particular stock. So that should be the stop loss, and it's advisable to buy in multiple tranches, buy in a staggered manner, and keep a time horizon of little positional. Let's say 1.5 year could be a good time frame for this particular counter, and looks good on the chart.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other questions coming in. Okay, this is Momita from Kolkata. She says, hi, good afternoon, Sakshi and Nilesh sir. Is it a good time to enter GRSC for at least 1 year time frame? Well, within the defense pack, I think GRSC has again been an outperformer in the recent run-up that we've seen in the last 1 or 2 months odd, and the stock has already crossed the previous highs as well that were made in the previous defense rally, and has been hovering pretty much higher. Now, in the last couple of sessions, there has been some profit booking on defense stocks, and therefore the stock is also under pressure. Your suggestion on GRSC after the run-up that we have already seen, Nileshji, in the previous run-up in the defense space, after the consolidation second time around as well, what would you say?
So Sakshi, in last 3-4 months, we have seen a euphoric move in this particular stock. It has already given more than 200% kind of return. It was trading somewhere around 1250 in the month of March, and it has recently made a high of close to around 3550. So now, since we have already seen a good momentum, there could be possibility of some bit of retracement. So that retracement can take this particular stock towards 2900 to 2700 as well on the lower side. So better to wait for some more decline, because the structure is slightly looking on a weaker side on immediate basis. So better wait for some bit of more decline in this particular counter. Another strategy could be buy in a multiple tranches. So let's say if you want to invest 100% as of now, so buy 25% at current market price, another 25% can be added at 2800, followed by 2600 and 2200. So these are the levels where one can accumulate in this particular counter. Positionally, we still believe that this particular counter has a potential to test 3500 to 3800 or maybe 4000 kind of levels from a medium term perspective, but not advisable to buy at present level. Better to buy on declines.
Okay, fair point. Hope that has really helped you out. Taking the next one then, this one is Amrit Pal Singh. He writes in on Morpin Laboratories, says I have 300 shares at the rate of 68. यहाँ पर क्या करना चाहिए उनको? Morpin Laboratories की बात हो रही है, और ख़ास तौर पर अगर हम देखें तो डायग्नोस्टिक स्पेस पिछले 1-2 महीनों से थोड़ा सा कंसोलिडेटिव ट्रेंड में ही चल रहे हैं, और थोड़ी वीकनेस भी अक्रॉस द बोर्ड हमें नजर आई है. Morpin Labs पर आपकी क्या राय होगी, नीलेश?
Could you please come again? What price he has bought it?
So he bought it at 68 levels. Right now the stock is at 63.
राइट. सो साक्षी, जैसे कि आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा, कंसोलिडेशन हम देख रहे हैं अक्रॉस ऑल लेबोरेटरी स्पेस. ऑल्दो कुछ एक स्टॉक है जहां पे आउट परफॉर्मेंस जरूर दिख रहा है, बट एज फार एज मोरपन लैब इज कंसर्न, यहाँ पर एक साइडवेज मूव हमने देखा है. काउंटर ने मल्टीपल ओकेजन्स पे 70 के लेवल को ब्रेक करने की कोशिश की, बट वहां पे रेजिस्टेंस फेस हुआ है फ्रॉम पास्ट ऑलमोस्ट 6 months नाउ. सो यहाँ से देयर कुड बी पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ अ पुल बैक टुवर्ड्स 68 to 70. तो हो सकता है इनका बाय प्राइस हमें शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म में देखने को मिले, बट स्टिक स्टॉप लॉस यहाँ पे सबसे पहले रखना होगा 60 रुपीज का. 60 के अगर नीचे फिसलता है तो यहाँ पे फिर से स्ट्रक्चर वीक हो जाएगा. देन प्रोबब्ली वी मे सी द लेवल्स ऑफ 55 एज वेल. सो कीप अ स्टिक स्टॉप लॉस एट 60. स्टे पुट, बने रहे. एक पुल बैक 68 से 70 तक का हमें देखने को मिल सकता है. उस पुल बैक को प्ले करने के लिए यहाँ पर लॉन्ग पोजीशन है तो होल्ड करके चल सकते हैं.
Fair. Let's look at some of the other stock queries that we are getting. YouTube, we have Sandeep Pancharia joining in, says, I want to know about NCC. I have 300 shares at 260 levels. Should I average or should I exit from the current position that I have? NCC.
सी एनसीसी रिसेंटली यहाँ पे एक अटेम्प्ट हुआ था टू क्रॉस 240 लेवल. 240 इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज दैट्स द 200-day एक्सपोनेंशियल लॉन्ग टर्म मूविंग एवरेज. So to turn positive to considered is a buying option First of all, it needs to break 240 hurdle. अगर 240 का लेवल क्रॉस हो जाता है देन टारगेट ऑन द अपसाइड कुड बी समवेयर अराउंड 280 टू 300. सो बड़े लेवल्स के लिए यहाँ पर निकल सकता है, बट प्रोवाइडेड इट शुड ब्रेक 240 का हर्डल. लॉन्ग पोजीशन है तो एक बार के लिए बने रहे. डू नॉट एवरेज एज ऑफ नाउ. एवरेजिंग कर सकते हैं अगर ये 240 के ऊपर निकलता है तो. कीप स्टॉप लॉस एट 213 रुपीज. 213 स्टॉप लॉस यहाँ पे लगाएं और लॉन्ग पोजीशन में बने रहे. शॉर्ट टर्म के पर्सपेक्टिव से मेरे ख्याल से एक अटेम्प्ट यहाँ पे हो सकता है कि काउंटर 240 को क्रॉस कर जाए.
ठीक है. Okay, I hope this has also helped all our viewers understand the current suggestion that has been shared by Nilesh. Okay, next we have a question from one of our viewers. Again, we have a lot of viewers joining in on our YouTube as well as on our WhatsApp. We'll take the next question from this question is coming from one of our viewers whose name hasn't been mentioned, I believe. No, this is Gul who writes in. She says, I have REC in my share portfolio. I purchased this one at 423 per share and for about 1 year perspective. And she can actually add more stocks at the current levels as well if it is advised. How would you look at Rural Electrification Corporation?
See, given a kind of positional time frame, it's a good bet, no doubt. But the short-term structure is still looking weak. So quite possible that we may see stock testing the levels of 370, 360 levels on the lower side. So first of all, do not average at current market price. If at all it slips in the range of 360, 370, that can be a good entry point given the kind of a risk and reward then that will be favorable for the long position. On the upside, 425 is the hurdle that needs to be taken off. अगर 425 level break होता है then target would be somewhere around 480 to 500. So watch out for important levels 425 on the upside and 360 on the lower side. So that's the band as of now. So whichever side it will break, we can expect a follow-up move in that particular direction.
Fair point. Taking the next one, this one is from Satya. He says, good afternoon Sakshi, good afternoon to you Satya. Wants to know about marine electricals. What would you advise, say for about 12 to 18 months? How is this stock looking to you?
I need to see first of all, marine, can you please...
Marine electricals, we will just pull out the shares of marine electrical on our charts as well. 221 odd levels currently. Today it's up by about 1.5%, and in the last 1 month it's been sideways. In the last 6 months it's given up about 20% of the stock price as well, and even in the last 1 year, however, the stock moved up about 37%, although the charts appear sideways. I think in December it hit a high of 302, and after that there has been a declining trend. How would you look at marine electricals?
Right. So if you see marine electricals in last 6 months, we have seen a lot of consolidation. But good part is that in last 3 months, we have seen beginning of a new trend on the upside. The stock has started forming a high top and high bottom formation. So the recent low that particular counter has formed somewhere around 208. That should be the stop loss for the long position, and we can expect a gradual up move to continue towards the levels of 235 to 245 from a short term perspective, since it looks like the stock has formed a good base formation in the zone of 150 to 170. So that's a good base formation we can see. So a gradual up move can be seen. Stay put with your long position. Keep a stick stop loss at 208.
Okay, fair point. Taking the next one then, this one is from our YouTube again. We have this question coming in from Satyanarayan Rao Kulkarni. He says, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Rao Kulkarni. He says, is it the right time to enter any chemical stocks? If yes, what would be Nilesh sir's picks? How would you advise?
See, within chemical space, a couple of stocks seems to have formed a good bottom formation, although it's too early to comment on that. The momentum is missing, but if you have to pick any one particular counter within chemical space, that would be SRF. So this particular stock, if you just pull up last 6 to 8 months chart, you can see the stock has started moving in the trajectory of upside trajectory. That's a rising channel pattern can be seen on a daily time frame chart. So looks like it is heading towards 3300 to 3500 from a 3 to 4 months perspective, keeping a stop loss below 2850. That's the recent low that this particular counter has formed. So that should be the stop loss. So SRF will be our preferred bet within the chemical basket, and target would be somewhere around 3200 to 3500.
Okay, fair point. Let's also take another one. This one is from Arun Kumar Gupta. He says, good afternoon. I have got CAMS shares in my portfolio at the rate of 4,000 and also Reliance Industries at 1,400. I need both a long term as well as a short term view on both, if you could suggest. So completely different sectors, large cap, Reliance Industries, a blue chip poster boy, and CAMS from the capital markets related story.
Well, both the stocks are good. Good stocks have been picked up. So first of all, CAMS, this particular stock, we have seen some positive development recently. Counter cross is long-term 200 DMA. Apart from that, 50 DMA, it has also crossed. That is currently placed somewhere around 3950 to 3970 zone. So as long as it trades above those levels, we can expect up move to continue towards 4500 to 4700. So structure wise looks positive from a short to medium term perspective. Stay put with your long position, keep a stop loss below 4000. 4400, 4600 or maybe 4800 kind of levels can be seen on the upside. Reliance Industries is the heavyweight of the market. The structure is appearing to be on a positive side. Recently, we have seen some bit of consolidation in last 1.5 months, but now looks like it is likely to break those consolidation zone. If it breaks 1475 on the upside, then the target would be 1500 to 1550. So stay put. If you are ready to hold for some more time, then it's a good bet to be in your portfolio. Keep a stop loss below 1410. That's the important support that I can see on the chart. So that should be the stop loss.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you get the right suggestion for yourself. Taking the next one, this one is from Bhaskar. He says, hi ma'am, I'm holding Execom in my portfolio, but I'm sitting on a 20% loss. Could you let me know if there is a way out on the stock, or should I just exit on loss as well? Okay, Execom Telecom, Telesystems share price currently is 183. In the last 1 month, a 7% move, but the last 6 months have seen a 28% drop, and the stock had also gone to in the peak of about 262 odd levels in the January of this year, and if we look at from the highs of 400 odd, there has been a downward slide completely. How would you look at this one, Execom?
So Sakshi, if you just pull up last 1 year chart, you can see the counter has made a high of 525 in the previous year July month, and since then it has been in a downtrend. Multiple lower circuits can be seen on the chart. So highly volatile counter. The structure appears to be still on a weaker side. So any pullback from here should be used as an exit opportunity. We can expect further consolidation with negative bias to continue. So if at all you see any pullback towards 210, 215, use that pullback to exit from this particular counter and move on to the better options available in the market. If you want to stay put, then keep a strict stop loss. That's coming somewhere around 173. So if it breaks below 173, it's an exit. And probably after that, we can expect further downtick towards 160 to 150 as well.
Okay, fair point. Taking the next one, we have this question from Indu Sharma. Says Tata Technologies क्या buy कर सकते हैं sir? Indu, do you want to hold it for a long time or only for a trading purpose? That information would have really helped. But right now, if you look at the chart of Tata Technologies, what would you say, Nilesh? This has been a big dampener and a disappointment for all those investors since the IPO. But is there any sign of reversal?
Well, I think she's probably asking to make a fresh entry. So buy नहीं कर सकते हैं. Reason being, काउंटर में लगातार हमने वीक ट्रेंड देखा है. द काउंटर पोस्ट लिस्टिंग अगर आप देखेंगे, it got listed and hit a high of near about 1300 plus, and since then it's a complete downtrend in this particular counter in last 2 years, almost 1.5 year, and still appears to be on a weaker side. We can expect 650 600 levels नीचे टेस्ट हो सकते हैं. सो इट्स एन अवॉइड एज ऑफ नाउ. जब तक 750 ऊपर क्रॉस नहीं करता है तब तक बेटर है इस पर्टिकुलर काउंटर को अवॉइड करें.
Okay, got that. Taking the next one then. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers. This one is from Vinita Gupta. She says, sir, could you please suggest your view on RK Forging at 623 and also Skipper at 560? Let's take both these questions. RK Forging, let's pull up the stock and see how the stock has been performing. Let me look at the current price. It's 3% higher at 667. And let me also pull up the last 1 month chart, about 9% higher. Last 6 months, although it's been on a downward hill again. How would you look at RK Forging? And Skipper has been a good story. We've seen the fundamentals also improve for the company. What would you say?
First of all, RK Forging, this particular counter, recently we have seen some bit of rebound after hitting lows near about 560. The counter is making an attempt to cross 680 levels on the upside. So a gradual recovery is something that we are expecting towards 720 to 730, and 745 is the 200-day long-term moving average. If it breaks those barriers, then there could be possibility of further uptick towards 840, 880 as well. But for that, it needs to take out that important level of 745. From current market price, I think a gradual up move is something that we can expect. Keep a stop loss at 630. That should be stop loss for the long position, and stay put from a short-term perspective. Now, coming to Skipper, we have seen a good rebound in this particular stock as well, all the way from 370, 380. Currently, it is at 500, and at present, the support looks like somewhere around 470. So keep a stop loss at 470, stay put in this particular stock as well. 540, 560 is something that one can expect from a short-term perspective.
Okay, fair point. Let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers. That's again, we have from our YouTube that we have. Mr. Subramanyam P says, good afternoon, Sakshi. I have purchased 200 Pilite shares at 3,105. Shall I hold or shall I book loss on Pilite?
It's a good bet to stay put from a long-term perspective. We have seen this particular counter giving a good returns over the years. But although given the fact that we have already seen a good consolidation from past almost 1 year, where stock is stuck in the range on the upside, 3400 acted as a strong resistance, and 2600 acted as a very strong support. So that's the broader range for this particular counter. But I would advise to stay put in this particular stock for next 1.5 plus years. It has a potential to move towards 3,500 to 4,000 as well. So stay put will be the advice from my side. Keep a stop loss below 2,750.
Fair point. Okay, we'll take one more question. This one is again from one of our viewers. And yes, Ashwini wants to know, Nilesh sir, can I know on the right price to buy Vishal Mega Mart? It's a recently listed stock. You wouldn't have too much of details. Any suggestion?
See, VMM is the symbol for this particular stock. As you have rightly pointed out, it's a recent listing. I have very limited data. But whatever data I have available is indicating that counter may test the levels of 150 to 160 as well from a short-term perspective. But again, one needs to be careful with this particular counter because it has been extremely volatile counter, and ideal buying range should be somewhere around 130 to 125. If it falls in that particular range of 125 to 130, that can be a good entry point. Keep a stop loss below 118, and long position can be initiated for upside target of 150 to 160 from a short to medium term perspective.
Fair point. Okay, one last question before we let you go, and this one is from again one of our viewers, Maurya. He says, for July series, Nilesh sir, could you please suggest an outlook on Airtel for July series, Bharti Airtel?
See, Bharti Airtel, I have already mentioned just now, we are very much bullish on this particular counter, and we are expecting further up move to continue. Today, it has hit a new record high. Within telecom space, this has been one of the preferred bet. We believe that it is likely to move towards 2020 to 2050. That's a conservative target for the Bharti Airtel from July series perspective, and it has a potential to cross 2100 as well. So 1900 is a very strong support. That should be the stop loss, and the outlook looks positive for the Bharti Airtel for July series.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out in getting a clear understanding there. But Nilesh, just before we let you go, there is this very important update that's coming in. There are recommendations from the working group of comprehensive review of trading and settlement timings of various markets regulated by the Reserve Bank of India that have just started to come in, which says that the market timings for call money shall be extended to 7 p.m. with effect from 1st of July 2025. Now, accordingly, the revised market hours shall be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, the trading hours of market repo and tri-party repo, that's TREP, shall be extended to 4 p.m. with effect from August 1 of 2025, and accordingly, the revised trading hours shall be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The trading hours for government securities market, foreign exchange market and interest rate derivatives market remain unchanged at this point in time is what they are given to understand. But important statements really coming in. Remember, this RBI had actually formed a working group that was to only to find out as to what will be feasible and what could be the extended money market, call money market trading hours. So it's been extended by 2 hours amidst the changing dynamics of the liquidity management, cash withdrawals happening now at 24/7. So this has largely to do with the money market. Anything with related to the stock markets particularly, Nilesh, do you see within this?
Well, I do not see any direct correlation as of now. That's purely for money market. That will not have any
Yeah.
major impact on the equity market. So I think equity market seems to be unaffected with this particular news.
All right, Nilesh, thanks a lot for giving us that update too. With that, we'll wrap up with your chat with us on Daily Calls. Thank you so much, Nilesh. But we are now going to be continuing with our second segment, and we're going to be now welcoming Mr. Prashant Apse on board to answer the rest of your questions as well. We have him. He's the Senior Vice President Research Analyst at Meta Equities and now joining in. Prashant, before we get on to understanding about your market outlook as well as the key stocks you're looking at and answering the questions. How do you read, in case you heard me, these are the statements that are coming in from the working group that was fined by the RBI on the market timings, especially the call money market timings that have been decided to be extended to 7 p.m. with effect from 1st of July, and also for the TREP, that's tri-party repo, the trading hours of market repo and TREP will be extended to 4 p.m. starting August of 1st. How would you look at these two and what is the impact of this that we can probably see?
Good afternoon, Sakshi and the viewers. Moreover, this is not directly affecting any of the stock market companies or stock market entities, but moreover towards the bank, they will be working long. And moreover, I think if there is a currency call money, if brokers are doing it, I think they will be extending their employees' working time. So directly, indirectly, it doesn't affect the capital markets or their movements, but there will be some kind of momentum expected in the rupee or the call money rates and demand and supply. So that can be affected, but indirectly, I think it's a neutral effect to markets.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has answered a lot of questions that must be going around with this new update coming in. Now, Prashant, let's start off by taking some questions and we'll come to your market outlook in a bit. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers. This one is from our WhatsApp that we are getting a lot of queries from Kerala, Trishur. Polos Palath writes in, says, ma'am, what's the future of Zeal share, Z Entertainment, and is it a good one to buy right now? There has been some momentum on Z over the last couple of weeks. We have been seeing some momentum there. There was also this news that the promoter holding could be increased because of the steps that are being taken as well. How would you look at Z Entertainment at 144.9?
Very positive. From last 1 month, we have started, tracking the Z Entertainment. Two things. One, the news which you mentioned right now. Second was the content valuation. I think post the Sony and Z merger disapproval, I think there is a high valuation given to this content, which is more on the Hindi side. I think going forward, the valuation will continue to be on a very cheaper note as of now. So when we compare the other media companies, which have a content valuation very high, Saregama and all. So I think Z is still a very cheap in terms of valuation. I think there will be lot of new changes, new development going forward with respect to business model. I think currently at 144, very good for me for long-term investors. I think again, a best level to buy would be a wait and watch up to 120, 125. But again, if anybody want to take a long-term call, 144 is also a right time to buy.
Okay, fair point. Let's take the next one. This is Lavish from Indore. He says, "Hi Sakshi, I want to know about SunFL Iron. I have 500 shares at 293 and I want to know when will it reach all-time high levels." Hi Lavish, good to hear from you. You're from Indore. We'll definitely help you out with your query on SunFL Iron. Currently, the stock is at 286 right now, and you bought it at 293. Let's find out from Prashant if there are technicals that support revival on this stock.
I think yes, technically there is still a strong support at 280. The stock will be hovering around 290 and 280 levels for at least for a very short period of time. Q1 earnings will be wait and watch for me if the numbers are better than the street estimations. If you see Q4 earnings, they were somewhat under pressure with respect to their EBITDA margins, even some pressure on the PAT margins. If that will continue, the stock will remain under this zone only. If there are some kind of improvement in the EBITDA margins, I think the cost of buying will be the first target for me, and second target would be the all-time high, which is around 311.
Okay. Taking the next one, we have this question from one of our viewers on our YouTube again. This one is from Ankur Modi. He says, "Hi Prashant sir, can I add Magika more at the current levels, and do you think it will cross 100 levels this year?" He always follows you, Prashant, and we do know that this is his pet question as well whenever you come. And that's the question that he always comes and asks. Today also, the stock is up 3.5% and perhaps now is giving him some interesting ideas as to whether if the momentum is up, can he add on to more stocks at the current levels?
Yes, every dip should be a buy opportunity in Magika. He was asking a question on 100 as a target with this financial year. I think my answer would be yes. 9500 would be my target on or before March 2026. Why again? There are a lot of news updates in the company. Recently, HDFC Bank has given them 200 crores limit for a new acquisition in the eastern part of the country. So I think that news will bring a lot of positivity in the stock. 82 would be first target on a trading basis. 95 and 100 would be a target for next 1 year.
Okay, taking the next one then, this one is from Vinu. He says, "Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. I want to know if it is the right time to enter Tata Steel. I have a 2-year horizon. If you could also help me with the target, it will really help." Sure, Vinu, will help you out. Metal space has been in focus of late. Tata Steel, how do you see? 156 is the current level.
Very positive in terms of fundamentals, in terms of the commodity prices, the metal prices which are moving. 2 years is a good time for investors to wait and watch for the stock to perform well. One should wait and watch to add more once this US and China deal gets fully cleared out. So I think that would be the time where he can add more. If there are the chances of getting down at least 140, 145, that can be a right level to start accumulating the stock. Even though if he's holding right now, my advice would be hold with a target of at least 200 for next 2 years.
Got it. Taking the next one, this is Rahul Balwe. He says, "Could you please share a view on IDFC first, IDFC Bank? I bought it at 72.
Again, the cost is almost same, 72 when today the price is. In terms of valuation, I think it's slightly expensive when I see the price to book valuations more than 1.5. So that is giving me some kind of concern. Again, the upside is limited from the current level. 75, 78 can be a trading target. If he has a view of another 12 months, I think 85, 86 can be a target for him for next 12 months.
Okay. Next, Ratna Prabha writes in, says, "Hi Sakshi, can you please tell me a little bit about AB Capital and how Prashant sir is viewing that?" For sure, Ratna, will help you out with this. A view on AB Capital, 0.6% lower in trade, 269 is the current level. Although in the last 1 month, there has been a substantial move of 21%, and in the last 6 months also, there has been a one-way rally. The stock has moved up to 46% odd or so. Can one still look at it afresh?
Yes, again, in terms of NBFC, in terms of life insurance, in terms of AUM business, which is part of AB Capital, I'm very much positive on all three segments. So I think she has to continue to hold the stock for at least a target of 290 and 300 for 6 months to 12 months. Overall, the fundamentals things very positive. Even the valuations are very much comfortable to give a hold call at this point of time.
Okay. Next, we have this question from, Vinod Chaudhary. He says, hi, can you please tell me a view on CNSys technologies? That's the question. 3 years to 5 years time frame is what he has on CNSys technologies. This is CEINSYS. And it's currently trading at 1339, about half odd percent lower in trade. Last 5 days it's been a declining trend, so also the last 1 month and last 6 months choppy, yet on the weakening side. Although if you look from October of 2024, it went up to a high of almost 1975 when we talk about January or levels, but after that it's again been a downhill. Any suggestion on CINSYS technologies?
Can you spell it again, Sakshi?
CEINSYS.
Okay, understood. See, fundamentally, I don't track this company, but technically, I can go through that right now. I think the trend is very negative still. My view would be very much negative still. I think the stock can go down to 1200 from the current levels. If the viewer has already hold the stock, I think wait and watch to a level near 1150, which can be a level of better accumulation for long term only. Short term, I think the trend is very negative.
Okay, taking the next one. This one is from one of our viewers, Nancy. She says hello to you as well, Nancy. The question is on SJVN, bought at 151. And the question is, could you please suggest a near exit? Where should she exit and where exactly shall she switch her money from SJVN?
So timing, I think the trend is done very positive. It is trying to overcome its 200 DMI, which is almost near 102. So if the company closes above 102, I think there will be a good chance of stock to recover, but not to the level of the cost of 150. So once it crosses near almost like 120 and around, I think that would be a level where she can book her losses and shift to a companies like JSW Energy or Adani Green or NTPC, such kind of stocks.
Okay, fair enough. Let me also look at any other questions that we have from our WhatsApp number as well. Yes, we have Monu Triguna. He is writing in from Rajasthan. 20 वाटेक वाबाक के शेयर लिए हैं 1832 पर. इसमें क्या एवरेज कर सकते हैं, ये सवाल है इनका.
Yes, very positive on the business model. Again, I think in terms of valuation also very comfortable. Recently, they are going to implement a new capacity which will double its current capacity in the next financial year. So I think considering all these factors, I think my recommendation would be hold and wait for another 10-15% momentum in the current levels.
Okay, hope this has also answered your question. Let's take another one. This one is from one of our viewers, Jay Shiv. He says, very useful show for all of us. Thank you so much, Jay, for writing in. He says, I want to know between two stocks. Metal stocks से वेदांता या टायर स्टॉक से जेके टायर, दोनों के लिए, दोनों में से किस में फ्रेश एंट्री करना अभी बेहतर रहेगा?
Vedanta, again, it will be volatile. One should wait and watch for a good level to start. Again, 420 can be a level where he can start trying to accumulate. And second is JK Tires, right?
Sorry?
Second stock was JK Tires.
JK Tire, yeah, JK Tire versus Vedanta. Which one?
Okay. For Vedanta, wait and watch for 420 levels. That can be a level to wait and watch and then buy. For JK Tires, I think it's the right level to start accumulating. The stock has recently closed about 50 DMI as well as 200 DMI. That is giving a lot of technical trigger for the stock to go towards 375, 380 as a trading target. Overall, my target would be 400 for next 2 quarters.
Okay, last question that we'll take with you, Prashant, on the show is Jay Rami Reddy's question. Wants to know, I want a view on Pennar Industries. I'm holding 6,000 shares. Average price is 66 levels. What is the fundamental view as well as what is the technical view on Pennar Industries?
Fundamentally, I think the stock is slowly recovering in terms of their earnings. So if you compare last 4 quarters, the EBITDA margins have slightly improving from 10 to 10.5, 10.11. So I think that would be the reason why the stock is very much stable from last many quarters and even outperformed the market. Recently, the stock has seen good correction from the level of almost 242 to again 222. I think again the trend has started. if he has already bought the stock, keep a stop loss of almost 215, and with a target of 260, he can have a small trade for next 1 or 2 months.
Okay, got that. So that's the view on Pennar Industries. But we won't let you go just as yet, Prashant. We are going to be taking a detour from the Q&A of all our viewers and also yet helping them out understand something more about the IPO space. The biggest IPO so far in 2025 and the biggest NBFC issue that we have in recent years, HDB Financial IPO is open for subscription starting today. And to help with all the details and of course with brokerage houses take on what this IPO means, should you be really looking at this as an investment opportunity, I have Pawan Nahar, my colleague, joining in on the program to share with us all the details that he has right now. Pawan, over to you. Help us understand all those details and then we'll come to Prashant for his take on HDB.
So, good afternoon, Sakshi. IPO of HDB Financial Services has opened today and it will continue for bidding until Friday, June 27th. And it's a HDFC Bank backed company. It's a NBFC of HDFC Bank. And the company is selling its shares in the range of 700 to 740 rupees per share with a lot size of 20 shares. And it is looking to raise somewhere around 12,500 crores, which include a fresh share sale of 2,500 crores and an offer for sale of 10,000 crores. And interestingly, shareholders of HDFC Bank have a reservation of worth rupees 1,250 shares. So 10% of shares are reserved for HDFC Bank shareholders. And the division for the net of the issue is 50% for QIBs, 35% for retailers, and 15% for non-institutional investors. So what the company is doing? So it's a NBF retail focused NBFC which has an omni-channel phygital distribution model. It includes physical plus digital distribution model, and it serves through three verticals: enterprise lending, asset finance, and consumer finance. So it is not in competition with HDFC Bank. So interestingly, it's complementing HDFC Bank's business model. So I have gone through a lot of brokerage firms, research reports, and what are the key positives that I could figure out from those reports? Strong parentage of HDFC Group. It's a very big positive. A lot of HDFC Group companies have delivered decent returns to the investors in last few years. Diversified business product portfolio, pan India network, strong growth in the consumer base in the last few years. Growth potential is quite decent. Asset quality is fine, and valuations are kept reasonable. They're not very high, they're not very low. They're reasonable valuations according to the brokerages. What are the major concerns for this issue? Unsecured loan books, it accounts for somewhere around 27%. Rising competition in the NBFC sector, as we all know, and the high cost of operations are some of the major concerns. But interestingly, it will, after this recent rate cut of 50 basis point, it will be very interesting to see that how this performance and operational performance pans out for HDB Financial Services. Uh, a lot of brokerage firms, including Anand Rathi, Aditya Birla Money, Bajaj Broking, Canara Bank Securities, LKP Securities, Centrum, KR Choksi, Nirmal Bang, Smiths, Sher Khan, SBI Securities, Arihant Capital, Yes Securities, all of them have suggested to subscribe this issue, but for a long term period. However, uh, I saw that the issue was subscribed somewhere around 15-16% as of 12:30 p.m. today. It's the day one, and let's see how the next 2 days far out for this issue. All over to you, Sakshi.
All right, Pawan. Thanks a lot for sharing all those details with all our viewers. So now if you had not yet come to terms with what exactly the HDB Financial IPO details are, now you know them. And of course, you also know what are the brokerage houses really saying. Prashant, coming to you now. How have you read through this opportunity for retail investors, both as the shareholders of HDFC Bank, also fresh investors who may be now toggling between the idea that where should they put their money, in the parent company or the subsidiary?
And the first answer should be, invest in both the companies. I think both have different business models.
Okay.
For me, NBFC looks very lucrative right now. The way how RBI has given liquidity from last 3 months, almost 10 lakh crore worth of liquidity has been pushed into the financial system. So I think NBFC can grow faster than banks. So my weightage would be more on the HDFC financials or the any other financial NBFC companies. But when we come to HDFC again, HDB financials again, rightly said by Pawan with respect to their strong parentage, and even the industry is growing very faster. And I think two three main concerns which I have seen in the DRHP, I think that would be one. With the high competition, I think the NBFC sector is looking at a very high competition where Bajaj Finance is a leader with a 5 lakh crore market cap, and this company is coming with a 68,000 crores worth of market cap. So very small when it comes to in front of Bajaj Finance. Other would be again high regulated industry with respect to RBI again. So that would be the major risk which I am looking at in HDB financials. Second, again, there is a draft of RBI which says the HDFC Bank may require to reduce its stake from 75%, 74.2% to 20% in next 2-3 years. So we will see a lot of OFSs coming out of HDB financials in next 2 years. That can be a hurdle for a investor. So long term, yes, very positive because industry is growing very fast with strong parentage. The products are very good, very strong. So I think that would bring a lot of growth going forward. Again, if one should be a long-term investor. Short term, there may be some kind of concern with respect to regulators.
Okay, fair point. Thank you so much then Prashant for sharing all those updates with us as well as our viewers too. And with that viewers, it's time to wrap up on this edition of Daily Calls. I hope you've got enough and more insight from Prashant on all the stocks that you've asked, the sectors that he has also shown light on as well as on the IPO space as well. We'll wrap it up on that note, but do stay tuned on to Business Today Television. Up next, the market coverage will continue on Business Today Television, and of course, I'll be back for the closing edition at 3 p.m. Stay tuned.